We got some drama in DC as we're having problems in the House with the Clarity Act. A little bit of conflict of interest. Update on the Stablecoin Act in the Senate. They're saying it might pass next week. Do they know the future? Seems a little cooked to me. Circle's IPO is hot. Even hotter than was originally expected. I've got the latest details for you. We'll talk XRP price action along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And happy Thursday to all you crypto fans out there. Have one for me. I still gotta be good. And before we get into the crypto news, you know the deal. You come first because you, the viewer, matter most. The Amazing World PC says, let me hear that news. Naughty, hot, spicy, and sad. Klaus is the man. P.S. Don't forget it to be juicy. That's right. Sometimes the news is juicy, and Circle's IPO is freaking juicy. Jeremy Touche dropping support on the channel. Thank you very much. Jeremy says, let's get to that 50,000 subscriber mark. Ooh, I like that optimism, my guy. Like, subscribe, and share. Klaus bringing thousands out of the darkness into the light. That's right. Bright bringing you the real news. I shared with y'all an example yesterday of how someone was continually lying to you on Twitter, even after the news broke in regards to Ripple and their IPO with Circle. They were still lying. Donations welcome and appreciated, Jeremy. I greatly appreciate the support, and thank you very much. Grudgy Old Codger says, we're not the product, we're the mark. That's actually sad for me to read. What the dude is talking about is that there's a bunch of players out there that are like, yo, subscribe to my crypto trading course and other shady shit like that where, yeah, you're the mark. You're the piggy bank for these scumbags. It's gross. But that's why I bring your viewers' comments to the beginning. Because you, the viewer, matter most. You're not the mark. You're not the product. You're the main point of the channel. Iana, hopefully I said that right, says as soon as Circle launches their stock price IPO is going to roar. Just in time before global stablecoin regulations roll out. I've got all the updates on the regs. Stables is where it's at. Thanks for the news, Klaus. Good, bad, happy, or sad. Let's get into it. We got lots of updates. We're going to talk some RLUSD, some XRP, and some Circle IPO. Bitcoin's hit at 104,611 ETH, 2594 XP's at 220. Well, guess what, everyone? We're in the motherfucking friend zone. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Crypto regs hit a wall in Congress as Trump's ties raise ethics concerns. Aw, shit. Maxine Waters alert, everyone. I hope you all took your meds this morning. The spotlight was on the proposed Digital Asset Market Structure and Clarity Act. This is the one that's in the House of Representatives that's going to regulate this big blob of crypto right here. So remember, House is the big blob of crypto that we care about. The Senate, all right, is doing the stablecoin ones, okay? Here's what happened. This rushed, overly complicated bill will increase investor harm, which is already running rampant in today's crypto market. That came from Maxine Waters during the hearing. Waters argued the bill lacks critical projections that could allow Trump to leverage the legislation for personal gain. She cited a recent Trump dinner hosted by top meme coin investors who reportedly nearly paid $148 million to attend. Americans' money could end up in his digital wallet. Waters further pointed out that the bill contains broad exemptions for risky activities and fails to outline penalties for bad actors. However, the hearing avoided confrontation with Trump's alleged conflict of interest. None of the witnesses, who included former CFTC Chair Ross Benham, former SEC Commissioner Ilad Rosman, and Uniswap leader, Chief Legal Officer of crypto dealings, in their opening remarks. So they weren't really too worried about it. One exception was former CFTC Chair Timothy Massad, who responded to Waters' questioning by calling Trump's involvement in the crypto industry a taint and a national security concern. So essentially what we're worried about here is this. The Democrats, all right, you're talking about the Shermanator, you're talking about Waters, you're talking about others out there, dragging this out in the House. Now, there's a lot of Republican support in the House, and we think we could get it through no problem, okay? The issue we have, though, is we have enough Democratic support in the Senate, though, to stall this. So even if it passes the House and then goes to the Senate Democrats have enough power to potentially stop this bill to then have it be reworked and, well, delay. All right, now let's jump to the stablecoin bill that's over in the Senate. Now, Loomis has been out there, and by the way, this is all linked in my description down below. This is real news. This isn't bullshit stuff, okay? This is real news. Loomis is thinking that they got the votes to make this happen by next week, okay? She's been providing updates every day, and now look, lady is a crazy whacked out maxi, okay? But for some reason, all right, and she's been providing updates almost on the daily. For some reason, she thinks it's possible. There's been 60 amendments proposed. They've been doing updates like every night. They've been debating long into the night, and they think they've got it worked out where they've got enough Democratic support to make it happen, all right? Financial security is national security. We need a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and America's military leaders agree. Loomis has a lot of military support with this. She's got a lot of Senate support with this. After countless hours of hard work and negotiations, the GENUIS Act is almost through the Senate. Let's get it done. After GENUIS, we're heading straight into market structure. And that's this one right here, okay? So what she's saying is, look, we're going to push the GENUIS Act through, and then we're going to get the market structure bill from the House, okay? So next week is a big week because we're going to probably get markup, all right, from subcommittee on the Clarity Act. Then we're going to get vote for GENUIS Act, all right? If it's something y'all are into, because remember, some of this stuff gets really boring, kind of gets a little nitty-gritty, we might live stream it, all right? I'll figure it out, see if it's worth it, and then I'll pass that information on out to you. Okay, that's that. That's Regs, all right? Now remember, as soon as this bill passes the Senate, it's got to go to the House. As soon as this bill passes the House, it has to go to the Senate. The expectations are we're still looking for August deadline, so don't jump to the finish line just yet. All right, Circle IPO raises the price to $31 per share, targeting $1.05 billion ahead of the NYSE debut. Now, I told you all that my expectation was $30 for this. Remember, the original valuation was somewhere, I think, like $24 to $26, and I was like, yo, it's going to go to $30. Well, I was a little short. $31 is what it came out as. Yeah. The fintech firm announced on June 4th that it will offer 34 million shares at $31 a piece, a notable jump from its previously raised plan of 32 million shares between 27 and 28. That was their second revision. The latest valuation push places Circle at a market cap of roughly $6.9 billion, based at over 220 outstanding shares. Now, here's the deal, though. There is now a 30-day option to launch another additional $5.1 million shares, giving Circle even more room to raise money. So now you're going, well, Klaus, why would Circle do this, and why would Circle not take other companies' offers? Well, number one, Brad Garlinghouse said at Las Vegas, I shared this with you yesterday, that, look, they had no plans on buying Circle, okay? The reason Circle is doing this is because they still maintain control of the company. They do. They still get to steer the ship. So now, they were able to raise money, and they gained control of the company. Doesn't that sound like a win-win for Circle's internet group? It sure does, doesn't it? And in the future, they can raise more money by launching even more shares. So then they win yet again. And just because you go public doesn't mean you lose control of a company. Microsoft's board recently said, yo, we're not going to do BTC as a strategic reserve because we don't believe that this is a shareholder vote thing. We believe this is a board level thing. And they were actually correct on that. So I'm going to keep you updated as soon as this happens. They're not trading as of yet. But $31 a piece, that's up from the original $24 to $26 that was expected. Now, new RLUSD pairs listed by a major exchange. Okay. About a week ago, you had RLUSD listed. Now they got new pairs. BitGet has announced new pairs gone live for traders. And what happened was this. We got a little bit of RLUSD jump in market cap. We're going to talk about this soon. This is actually pretty exciting. BitGet has announced new pairs have gone live for traders. BTC RLUSD, ETH RLUSD, and XRP RLUSD. This is good. Increased liquidity, increased juice, right? Juicy news. That's why I bring up your comments in the beginning. Why? Klaus, P.S. Don't forget to be juicy, right? Because this is the juicy news. According to CoinMarketCap, RLUSD launched in December. Currently boasts a market cap of $369 million. Sits in 205th place. I like that. Let's actually take a look at it. Okay, I've got stables up on the screen. Tether, USD, Ethereum. So let's go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're 13th right now in all the stables. 369 million in market cap. Let's zoom into that specifically here. Let's go to that market cap. And here is that one. We jumped, right? And this happened yesterday. This is why I'm bringing you the news now. From 330 million in market cap to 369. So another 36 million in market cap jump. Go to the lifetime span. This is a pretty healthy chart. So you're seeing quite a bit of jump here, even from March. That's when we've seen like the most jump for RLUSD. So you're definitely seeing some interest piling up. Now look at the volume too. up 172% to 109 million. This is pretty good. It's a very new product launched in December. You're starting to see RLUSD climb the ladder and start getting some notoriety in the field. Now, that being said, some of its competition is pretty stiff, and some of its competition has some pretty big backing. PayPal, that's a big company they're going against. First Digital with Trump, World Liberty Financial with Trump, that's some big backing. First Digital that Justin Sun was trying to shoot down, that's some big die, same thing. There's some big companies that they're going up against, but they're starting to gain some traction, and as they get these new pairs listed, you're starting to see what? You're starting to see new juice happen. Now, mind you, RLUSD is available on what two chains? Ethereum chain and XRPL. Where is the majority of RLUSD minted? On Ethereum's chain. All right, let's start talking about crypto and specifically XRP. Currently, we're sitting at 27 out of 100 in altcoin season, which is good. This is the highest number we've seen here as of recent, which is good. Meaning what? Meaning the alts are starting to roar a little bit better than BTC. Let's go to XRP, where right now we're sitting at 220, which is, I know, the friend zone. I know, it's the friend zone. The problem I'm having right now with XRP is you're starting to see the volume kind of creep back down. This week was a bit softer in volume than we've seen in previous weeks. Under 2 billion right now, 1.96 billion in volume. That's a little soft. This is kind of the numbers we've seen over the weekend. So to see this on a Thirsty Thursday, please have a drink for me. Remember, I got to be a good kid. Look, I only got water that I could drink. Boo, boo earns. Although I was able to take a walk yesterday. That was the most active I've been. And I will admit I was extremely fatigued from it. I was able to do it. So that's a win in my book. But for real, the volume has been very, very soft with XRP. And in fact, if you zoom into the 1 month on price, we've been in the friend zone for quite a bit of time. I mean, we've honestly been in the friend zone since like mid-May. Ugh, that's no fun. Let's go to those candlesticks to see if something magically pops out at us. You can see exactly what I'm talking about here with that friend zone. You're like, oh, girlfriend, no, I know. We haven't gotten the juicy bottom sub $2 to buy in a while, and we haven't had anything juicy price-wise above $2.50 in, well, quite some time. We haven't had that since, like I said, mid-May. Technically, we haven't had that since the 15th of May. So we're locked in the friend zone, but it makes sense. Why? You're seeing a lot of interest into Circle, so we know a lot of capital's flowing in there. There's a lot of interest in stablecoins. There's going to be even more interest in stablecoins as the stablecoin bill starts going through. Thank you, Loomis, you Maxi, for providing us the updates. So it kind of makes sense, right? You're going to see a lot of cryptos go on the back burner while a lot of money is flowing into what? Stables, right? Flowing into all the other stuff out there that's kind of soaking up attention. So if XRP can maintain its price in this action while the volume goes down, I'll take that as a win. But I'm really hoping the volume doesn't sink too badly, because then you know what happens, right? You're not hot, naughty, spicy, and relevant then, are you? And that's not a good thing. So now what's going to bring in some action into crypto? I mean, let's be real here. It has been a little bit quiet as of late. Price action's been kind of soft. Volume's been kind of soft. We've been locked in the friend zone. But the good thing about that is hey, when you're in the friend zone, what can you do? You can build up cash to then be ready for situations to buy, right? Which is a good thing. We've been kind of soft with the tariff news as of late. We know that Jerome's not going to be cutting rates. So you see what I'm saying? This gives you and I time to save. So that when we do get out of the friend zone, we can what? We can spend the money. In terms of the stablecoin bill and the Clarity Act that's going through the Senate and the House respectively, I don't know. I get where Loomis is coming from, where she thinks we have the votes to make it happen. I don't know. I'm a little worried because Trump's involvement in crypto has been the big problem that we've had here. And now you're seeing the Democrats put up a fight in the House. And I'm wondering now if that's going to translate over into the Senate. Because remember, the House friends and the House peeps are going to talk to their friends in the Senate and be like, yo, can y'all help us out here? And can you stall that? Because we're having some problems over here. And we don't have as much power in the House. So can you use your power in the Senate to help us out? They do. They help each other. So I kind of worry about that. But we'll see. I mean, the problem you got with these maxis is they're always going to tell you the best, right? They're always going to give you the hopium. They're always going to give you that kind of edge, that kind of vibe on stuff. And they're always going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. So I don't know. I kind of look at this and I'm sitting here going, all right, if you get it done next week, cool. But then is that really the realistic viewpoint of what's going to happen? I don't know. I'm going to hold back reservations of getting it done that fast. But hey, I'll keep you informed no matter what. Circle, once it starts trading, let's follow it, right? I mean, I think this is going to be really cool. This is going to be another way to see traditional finance and how it approaches crypto, right? Because let's be real here. It's going to launch at 31 bucks. Ain't no way it's going to stay at $31. Because think, it was marked at 25 times oversold. So you know there's a ton of people out there that signed up for the IPO, couldn't get into it, and when that bell dings and homegirl lights up, there's going to be a ton of buy orders wanting to get in on the open market, driving that price up Ola. So yeah, we're definitely going to be watching this. And then I want to see what happens with all the players shorting it. Dude, it's going to be a wild ride. So we'll pay attention to that. We'll pay attention to crypto prices, which have been a little bit boring as of late. I admit it, I know. But remember, that's my job, right? To bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, and sometimes boring. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be juicy all the time, but sometimes it is boring. So, yeah, as news breaks, I'll share it with you. So, choo-choo what? Choo-choo biznachos, choo-choo biznach-ahs for the ladies, and choo-choo blue-haired giraffes for those of you that identify as such.